Hi everyone, welcome back with me Nathan. So yesterday, Google just released an update to its #1 model, the Gemini 2.5 Pro, which I had covered in yesterday's video. The upgrade adds a significant improvement in coding, especially for front-end web development. The model is now smarter and faster. It can deliver the same correct output at a fraction of the time when compared to the old model. In LM Arena, the new Gemini is ranked #1 in all categories, leaving other models behind. The community was very excited with this new model, and there are many impressive simulations already generated using this model. For example, this is a 3D real-time simulation of humans generated procedurally, which means the algorithm will randomly generate the simulation each time the code is executed. It has dynamic lighting, a full day night cycle, random characters and heart rates, and walking simulation. In another example, this is a natural environment simulation showing an island with trees and mountains with 24-hour day-night cycle and the ability to cause rain to fall. Aside from simulations, the model is also capable of generating an app from a picture. Here, you can see that the prompt only say code this app and the entire layout and features are extracted from the picture by the model. I have also tested this model by creating a Brick Breaker game in my last video, and it impressed me because it was able to generate sound effects for the game. Although the sounds are simple, I haven't seen other models did that before, so it was pretty cool to me. Now, I already mentioned this in the previous video, but you can access the new Gemini model using the Gemini app as well as through AI Google Studio. Now in this video, we're going to look at how to integrate this new powerful model in Coding IDE such as Cline, Roo Code, Windsurf and Cursor. First, let's get the Gemini API key from Google, so open your browser and go to Google AI Studio and then select the Get API Key button over here. Next, click Create API Key and then select one Google Cloud project where the key will be generated. Then click Create. If you don't have a project already, an option to create a new one will be shown just like this. Once the key is generated, copy the key and then you can use it in any coding IDE that supports Gemini models. For example, if you want to integrate the model in Cline, you can open the Cline interface, then select Settings. Then for the API provider, select Google Gemini, paste in the Gemini API key, then select the model. Now here you see two models, Gemini Pro Experimental and Gemini Pro Preview. The latest version should be the preview version, but when I used it, Cline can't process the request. So let me show you here a bit. Select the preview model and click Save. Now try to build something with Cline. In this tutorial, I will create a node organizer app where users can create nodes and organize their knowledge with tags. Click Enter here. Now, Cline will just keep loading forever. There is no error return either, so I'm not sure what's happening. Now, if I switch the model to Gemini 2.5 Experimental here, just a sec, and then I retry the prompt, and there you go, Cline is now running alright. This is why I recommend to point to the old model in the provider settings, because Google has said that the old model is routing to the latest model already. Okay, Cline is now done, so let's take a look at the result. I will open the HTML file in the browser, and here is the Node Organizer app. There's a title on the top left, search on the right side, there's a text, and then sorting drop down and the nodes themselves in card format. First, let's try the search box. It seems to be working well. Now try the sorting function. And reverse the title sort here. Okay, it works. Now edit the node. Add some text, change the tag, change the title, then click Save. It works. Now delete. The node is gone. Now create a new node. How to create a new one here? I think it's the button down here. So name this something, add a tag, add the text, and then save. Alright, it shows up here. Now click the text, and the nodes are filtered based on the tag. Okay, I think all the functions are working, so great work Gemini. The UI is so clean, no part of the UI is weird or invisible so far. It's very nice. Next, if you are using Roo Code, you can also use Google Gemini. So just open the Settings tab, select the Provider menu, And in the API provider option, select Google Gemini, paste in the key from AI Studio again, and then select the model. Now, Roo Code is even worse than Cline here, as it has 3 different models. You can see 2.5 Pro and Preview with the same dates, and then the latest one, which is 0506. I would also suggest you use the experimental 0325, because the 0506 model isn't available for free. And let me show you an example here. If I select this model, and then try to send a request. Okay, it failed. Now if I retry here, now you can see in the error, it says, the Pro Preview version doesn't have a free tier, please use Pro Experimental instead. So let's just do what it says, go back to the settings and change the model to the experimental one over here, and then retry the prompt. As you can see here, it's now working. Again, Google said the old model is already deprecated, so all connections pointing to the old model should point to the latest version instead. Which means we are now using the latest version. Now, why is it so confusing? Why not just give the same free tier with limits as the old model? I have no idea really. You need to ask that to Google. Now, Gemini 2.5 Pro is also supported in many IDEs, so you can use it in those IDEs as well. For example, here in Windsurf, you can click the model options, then here, select provider, look for Google, and then select Gemini 2.5 Pro. This enables you to use the latest Gemini model in Windsurf. The same thing is also available in Cursor, so inside Cursor, open the settings menu first, and then select the model option, and let me close the chat first to make space. Okay, in the models option, enable Gemini 2.5 Pro 0325 like this, and then close the menu. Open the chat window with Command L or Control L, and then select the Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's try out Cursor a bit, so here I want to code a modern looking landing page for a note-taking application SaaS. I will also say create a tryout button connected to the note organizer file, and then put it in one index.html file. Okay, now change the mode here to agent. The model reverted to Sonnet, so let's change it back to Gemini 2.5 Pro. Okay, all set, so let's fire away. Now Cursor will process the request, so let's wait a moment. Okay, here is the landing page, let's try it out. Click the button here. The button seems not working. Let's go to the landing page and fix it. Go to the index.html file, and then search for Node Organizer, the file name, and add the .html extension there. And here's another one. You can also just ask Cursor to do this, by the way. I'm just tweaking manually for no reason at all. Okay, now it should be working, so let's head back to the landing page. Yep, the button is now working, so let's scroll down. Here are app features, intuitive, cloud sync secure, and then pricing table. So this landing page is really simple, but this is just typical of Gemini because when you ask it to create a landing page, as I've shown in my previous video as well, Gemini will finish it really fast, but it tends to be very simple, unlike Sonnet 3.7, which takes some time, but the result is more detailed. But again, since Gemini is faster, you can iterate on the result faster as well. Keep asking it until you have the landing page you wished for, or just send it a picture of the landing page you want and it will try to clone that. And that brings us to the end of this tutorial. I hope you all enjoyed today's video and get some value out of it. Let me know your thoughts or questions in the comments. I will join the conversation and reply as often as I can. If you're new to the channel, Code with Nathan is a channel dedicated to simplify tech topics so that you can master them easily. So make sure you subscribe if that's something you find interesting or useful. Make sure you like this video, turn on the notification bell, and all the other good stuff as it helps this channel to grow. With that being said, thanks again for watching until the end. I hope you have a wonderful day and I will see you in other videos. Bye bye!